Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Betty. A lot of people call me Betty Boop. And of course, I like Betty Boop. Most of my stuff is done in Betty Boop because I've been called that my whole life. So, people are stating that Sean Diddy Combs is going to get off and that he's not going to go to prison. I want to do a fun little reading and find out what exactly is going on, the energy around it. Does he have protection anymore, or has that protection been broken? I always heard that if you're in an organization, allegedly, like he was, you will go in front of your peers to be blacklisted before they will let you into the courts. Because if you're in a seniority like that, they are the ones that made the laws before we had laws. So, therefore, if you're in trouble with something with the law or what have you, normally you have to go in front of your peers of that particular place. And if they decide that they're going to blackball you and you are found guilty, then you go on to be in front of the court of law. And so this is my opinion, is that he has been found guilty in front of his peers in his sorority, let's call it that. And now pretty much it's like you're on your own. If you can get out of this, we might take you back. If you can't, see you later, bye. So they've already blacklisted him, which means now all holds bars, the hands can be touched, he can be touched. And even with whenever the shooting at the club and how he got off, it was because he was protected. I want to tell you, Diddy Combs got so powerful because he was protected. I want to reiterate that. Diddy Combs got powerful because he was protected. And the people that protected him are the ones that taught him all of this. And then he taught himself some things along the way. So these are my cosmic insight cards. I like to go through them first, get a little bit of the feel of the energy. And before I do anything, I like to ring my bell. Let's bring the spirits. Thank you, God. Now, what I'm going to be reading is alleged for entertainment purposes only. Um, you make your final judgment. Also, I'm going to be reading I'm going to pick a certain zodiac sign that I want to read on. And if you all want to help me in the comments of what you think I would be good at reading, leave it down in the comments. I will take it into consideration. Let me make sure you can see me shuffle. And we'll go from there. I'll take it into consideration because I'm going to pick 1 month out of the year that I'm going to focus on, and every week. Ooh, intuition. Okay, so this is Diddy's reading right now about, is he going to jail? Well, I think he said back in the 90s that they'll arrest him, put him in jail, and everything else over his parties. So he had an intuition about this. The red flags were there. He ignored them. Now, since he ignored all the red flags, it's going to come back to bite him, which is not fun, right? We just talked about that. How before he could ever be touched, he had to be found guilty in front of his peers, which he, in fact, did. They found him guilty, in my opinion. Opinion, entertainment purposes only. Thank you. All right, so let's see what else. Air sign. Okay. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, stuff like that could be the one really pushing. for him to be imprisoned. So what else we got, Spirit? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. And I thank God for giving me the insight for knowing how to read these cards. People think that they're evil. I'm not doing nothing evil. The cards don't lie, people do. Remember that. All right, so we've got cycles. This was fate, karma, as I keep saying. Something ending, something beginning. It's over. Puff Daddy, Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs, a love is over. This is his karma, and he's not even being charged allegedly for the crimes he really would be. He wouldn't even make it in jail. Okay? Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. He's got a lot of gold diggers. A lot of people want money from him. Most everyone that was with him wanted him for money. There's been a few true people that he has been with that didn't want him for money, and one is making sure in the spiritual realm the karma is happening to him. It's like, you took me away from my babies, so I'm going to take you away from the world as well, and your babies. It's like a tit for tat, and it's took her a long time, allegedly. So this is also talking about he could have had a pet that he's worried about, and what's going to happen to his pet, which is odd. But hey, even the meanest people sometimes, have pets. Maybe the spiders in the gel are his pets. I don't know. I'm going to pull a moon card for him because I want to do a really in-depth reading on Sean Diddy Combs here, because this is very serious. He is being alleged to do some very serious crimes, ladies and gentlemen. And this is not a joke. This is someone legitimately on trial for their life. And, we don't know what's going to happen, I ain't used these cards in 3 years. But we don't know what's going to happen. And this is his life. But did he bring this on himself? He did. He did. Now, these are big cards, so I'm sorry if you can't see as well. But he did bring this on. As I said before, Kim has stated many times spiritually through me, to me, that it was like, you took me away from my babies. You could have done anything you wanted, but you took me away from my babies. And now, there ain't no holds bars. There is nothing like a mother scorned, and I don't care if it's in this life or another life. She is not karmically, spiritually going to let him get away with this. I'm sorry. I bet you he sees her in his dreams. I bet you, he just sees her everywhere. And I bet you he's sitting there thinking to himself, I got myself in this because of what I've done. Because, first off, it started with Justin's mom. And before that there was others, but that one didn't last too long. They were very young, both of them. I will say that on that. But with Kim, he was with her for a very long time, just like he was with Cassie. And, this is karma from that as well. Like, that's why he's on trial, ladies and gentlemen. So I take this very serious because this is his life. This is a man's life. I don't care if it's a musician. I'm getting the shakes right now. See, I'm getting shaky because I'm being very serious. This is someone's life we're talking about. Yeah, we can sit back and be like, ha ha ha, you shouldn't have done this or that, but it all boils down to this is someone's life. And if he is found guilty, which honestly in my truth I wish that he would be found guilty, because he's done so much more, allegedly. Done so much more. If you only could fathom. I'm gonna change this light right here. There we go. If you could only fathom, he's done so much more. Let me get my glasses because I cannot read this book. I'm taking my time with this reading, so this is going to be a fairly long reading, and just know right off the bat. Okay, so the first card we got was the third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. Yeah, he needs to start thinking about selling his property, where his merchandise is going to go, where his jewelry is going to go, where his cars are going. He needs to get his things in order. This is not a game. This is not a drill. He's already been in there 8 months, and it's time for him to get his stuff in order. He's got a heck of a defense team, but everything that they've tried, everything that the prosecution wanted to do and present, they done. Yesterday, it was RICO all over the place. The next card is the full moon in Pisces. Balance spirituality with practicality, meaning that he has been balancing with a different kind of spiritual stuff than what most people do. I'm just going to say it's witchcraft, but it's black magic. It's not white magic. It's not a little witch. It's black magic, and black magic is real. The devil is real. God is real. And you have to know that. So adjustments are required. We're going to read about that right now. And by the way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Put you a like on there for me. And let's see where we are. Think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled with more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come your way may have been wonderful, but there is also a lot of negativity, and you need to let go of this. Whatever situation you're asking about now, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved, which you need to release into the ethers. This card also comes with the promise that all is not lost. However, there are changes or adjustments required before you will get to where you want to be. A change of course is forecast now. That recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may also be a crisis now, which will remind you what you want and what it's time to let go of. So pay attention. Additional meaning for this card is your life may be out of balance, and this may be causing your issues. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Yeah, it is time for Diddy to put God in his life. Real God. Jesus died for our sins, and it's time for him to go to that God. The real God. Not the God of the world, which is Lucifer, but the God of the world, the one that made our world. the one that made everything, and the one that created us. Trust may be required to move this situation forward. Right now, I don't feel he's trusting his lawyers. I feel like he's wanting to possibly fire them, bring on a whole new team, and he's contemplating it. And that's why we're getting this adjustments are required, because he has to change the way he is thinking in order for, and it would have to be where he was talking to this person, these people every night after court, they're watching court, they're in court. That's the only way that he would be able to have an attorney in the middle of this, because you are allowed by your rights to have an attorney, any attorney you choose. You can fire your attorney right in the middle. And the next one is balance, spirituality, and practicality. Just like I said, it's a coming to God moment, a coming to Jesus moment. He's got to get, and it's weird, I just opened right to it. Just one thing, and I'm still on the other page. I just opened. Have you been so have okay, not have, but I would put has. So has, okay. Have you been so head in the clouds? Have you been so head in the clouds? Okay. That doesn't make no sense. Have you had your head in the clouds? That you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. And that's what I was just saying. It's time to get his affairs in order. As if he died. That's seriously. Because he's not going to have no use for them if he is convicted. He probably turned down a 15-year plea. So we know he's getting over 15. I keep seeing 50, but I don't know why. I don't know if there's a 50 around him. I know he's 56. I don't know. I keep getting a 50. Okay, so meditate on your question and the solutions to yours. So that's pretty much what God is saying to P. Diddy right now on this situation. I'm gonna say right now he is just, he's so guilty, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, of hurting so many people in the industry, out of the industry, his power, his everything. It's just been horrible, the things that people have went through with this man. Sometimes you wouldn't even call him a man. His spirit takes my breath away. It is dark. It is unbalanced. It is all over the place. It is a bipolar type energy that one minute he's really nice and the next minute he could, unalive you. Like, it's that quick. But all the rage and the anger and everything, it also, that stems from the allegedly narcotics that he was on. He was just so up in the clouds. That's why that said, has your head just been up in the clouds to where you're just now realizing you're on trial for RICO and all the other stuff that comes with it, buddy, and you got 74 lawsuits right now against you and your enterprise? Like, you're a person just like everybody else, and God is graceful, but when you mess with his loved ones, when you mess with his divine people, and you hurt them in the ways that I've seen in my mind and I can feel in my soul, you should be under the jail. but that's my opinion. Sean Diddy Combs, what is going on? Does he not realize that he is possibly facing 20 to 50 years in prison? He's still trying to be the big boss, and that's just not cool. He's trying to tell his attorneys what to do, and that is just not cool. He knows some things, but he don't know the actual law. He's not a lawyer. There's also a juror that was kicked off on the 6th. No, it was the 6th juror. Number 6. That had lied about where they lived. And they were kicked off of the juror. Now, there's another thing that people don't realize is that when you're in court, the prosecution has people watching the jury and the defense has people watching the jury. But mainly prosecution, just sitting there watching the jury, watching their actions, going through their criminal record, all of this stuff, because everything happened so fast, they really didn't have time, to go through each and every person because they picked them and then boom, it was time to go. And they did not sequester them. Now we're talking, this is a $400 million case because if the prosecution wins, they get Diddy's money. There ain't no putting nothing in order. They get his money, his assets, his clothes, plumb down to the underwear he used to wear. They get it all. But of course, there's an old saying, we will give it to you and we'll also take it back. So this comes from the very same people in a roundabout way. Very same people in a roundabout way that's taken their money back that gave it to him. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay, first thing right off the bat, bad karma. He's not getting away from Kim. And what happened to her? There is photo proof. The prosecution's been getting evidence. He's played out the partying, the freak-offs, the king nights, the hotel nights, whatever you want to call them. It's over. It's done. There may be fake social media accounts that he has. Allegedly, he has been threatening, intimidating, threatened, bothered. Or this could just mean he's very bothered that he can't get his way right now and that he's getting told no a lot, more than he has in 30 years. He's used to yes sir, yes, 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 jump, and they move and jump. Like that's what he's used to. There's somebody that's watching him that has the inner scoop on him. They have an inside scoop, and it's saying that they are, I don't know, it's hard for me to get it up here to you, but a closer look, nosy, up in your business. That would be Kim. All up in his business. I just felt that's who it was right then. Forcer, girl fight, legal issues. Legal issues. There we go. There's the court. Obsessive lover. He was dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessiveness, karma. Again, this was his fate and his karma because he would not turn his ways around. I believe even Kim gave him a chance. God gave him a chance. Many physical arguments, many, I want to say, domestic violence. He was always competing and at war with people in the industry. But you couldn't get in unless you knew Sean Diddy Combs. He was like a gatekeeper, but he was like a girl when he fought. He was just very argumentative, very mouthy, putting hands on, and always competing, even against the women that he was with. He competed. Lord have mercy. They're saying he coerced them, forced them to do drugs. They're saying that he forced his way on them. And we get the forcer card. Forces things on you. Foresee their way in. Uses force to get what they want. That used to be him. And all he cared about, and this was him. So unbothered because he had his money that he didn't care that he was forcive of making people do stuff. An obsessive lover. Dangerous. Toxic. Putting hands on. Fighting with. He didn't care because he had this. Got rich. And all of his morals, everything went out the window. All of it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Out the window. So, let's go to the next set of cards. This is like we're reading his future, his past, his future, how he is. Definitely on par with this man's energy. And it's not good. I do not like this energy at all. I'm just straight up going to say I do not like it. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you. And if you would like a reading, you can email me at my link right there, mymoal1975. It is $50 for 30 minutes, $100 for an hour. And there's a lot of energy that goes out in readings, and I try to be very thorough, and I will use as many cards to give the answer that you're looking for. We can start with your past, present, and your future. We can start with questions that you would like to know. And how I will be doing it would be on Instagram Live, or like on Instagram Messenger, or on Facebook Messenger, or my Discord Messenger. You can keep your camera off. I will keep my camera on so that you can watch me shuffle the cards as I explain what they mean to you. All right, let's get started here. So far we've got a couple. All of this is over a couple. This is like the Two of Cups. Okay? All of this happened because of that. The way he was in relationships. How he made them have X. How he forced them. People don't believe he forced them. He forced them to take drugs. If you said no to Sean, it was like there was all hell to pay if you said no. Like, you don't say no. Cover up. Okay. I don't think I have to explain that card. And I can't make this up. He has been hiding. That it started with him, and I'm going to say Kim. He covered it up. There's the couple, no longer couple. Covered it up. And there we've got our hotel motel nights. Because he wanted to continue doing that, and I think she was highly against it, even though I believe he forced her to do it. Alleged for entertainment purposes only, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and leave a comment down below of what you think of this reading and what you think I'm saying. And if I don't say some things, just know I'm reading between the line. Very much a secret. All of it. Abuse and neglect. And if you notice this, they felt chained to him. And I'm telling you right now, whoever's out there that's been with him, you need to spiritually cleanse, because he has a dragon-like spirit, a serpent-like spirit, like a big, huge snake, a dragon spirit around him, on him, which means it's in them. This is an ancient spirit. It's evil. It's mean. It has no empathy. Zero empathy. Zero. Again, spouse, partner. This is all over this. If he could have kept his hands to himself and not forced his women to participate in freak-offs. But they were surveilling him. They have been looking into him for a long time. Before Cassie's thing came out. Way before. They've even traveled. The FBI has traveled. I thought I did hear that they have flew people in. So they've went to other countries to get evidence. And remember, this is someone's life. This is a man's life we're talking about. And it's because of fraud. See, his hotel nights was really his job, because he was selling those. And that's why humiliating things had to be done on them and stuff like that, because that's what the person buying wanted. And it had to be beautiful women or men or in the entertainment industry, which made it funnier, and they got more gratification out of it. And he was saying that he was an executive running a record business that, let me tell you something, was falling down the tubes of record business. His whole thing was liquor business. A liquor business. So the liquor business was the cover-up for the fraud of the hotels. And it was because of greed. Because he's greedy. All right. Next card. I'm going to pull some tarot cards on him. This is Sean Diddy Combs. We are talking about right now Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy is on trial right now for some really bad things, spirits, God and you know. And I'm asking questions about the really bad things and what Sean's future looks like. Will he be found guilty in the court of law? Will he go to prison? Will he be found guilty? Thank you, Spirit. Right here. Will he be found guilty? And I believe he will, but let's see what the cards have to say. Yeah. This is the Seven of Swords. Betrayal, deception, theft, dishonesty, getting away with something, acting strategically, trickery, and fraud. And we just had the same card. This is why he's in trouble. The Lovers, again, this is why he's in trouble. He told every one of them that he loved them, they were his girlfriend, but he was just a man that had a lot of girlfriends, but each one of them had to freak off. And he had to record it and sell it. Because that was his money. Man, the Four of Wands, this is usually a happy home, a marriage, a celebration, but it's upside down. Personal celebration, inner harmony, conflict with others, lack of support, breakdown in communication, home conflict, transcends. He uprooted his whole life. He knew that this was against the law. He knew what he was doing was fraud. There's no doubt about it. It's all over every one of these cards. There's no doubt in my mind. And here, the Four of Cups, meditation, contemplation, apathy. He's getting the revelation right now. He's restless, disconnected, very bored in that cell. And it's his own fault. Look at this man sitting here where they're offering him a cup and he's like, I don't want it. That's him. He's sulking. He's in his feelings. He's going over everything's going over in his head what he's done to people. He's trying to figure out a way out. Like he's trying to figure out a plan and nothing's working. Oh, he keeps saying all this hard work, but we're looking at a long-term view right now. He worked hard to put himself there. That's really sad. Like I said, he wasn't just freaking off people. It was his job. And there's an end. He's going to prison. This is resistance to change, fearing change, holding on, stagnation, decay, personal transformation. This is the death card. It's over. I get this every time with him. It's over. It's over. Thank you, Spirit. Like, Spirit can't be more clear and precise tonight than ever. Like, these are kind of some fun cards to like ease up the tension of what I'm feeling right now. And all, if you felt all of this negative energy, it's horrible. I don't want to feel this. This is awful. This is like when people were around him, they walked on pins and needles. They walked on pins and needles around this man. Oh, wait. Okay, as soon as I get done with this reading, I've got to go purchase my cards from Amazon. I put them in the basket. God told me to read, Spirit told me to read, and I jumped on here real quick to read because people are saying, oh, he's getting out of prison. No, there's too much evidence. There's too much evidence. I think Jane Doe tried to help him more than anything. But, and the jury and stuff don't like her. And then I heard that she hugged his attorney on the way out. She walked over, sexually stared at Sean, and he could have a black magic spell on them too. That may be why some of the girls were freaking off and doing things they normally would not do, because it wasn't them. He had taken over them. Okay, so this is what he's feeling right now. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. That's what he's feeling like right now. He's feeling like people attack him. He's feeling the pain. He's in fear. He knows people are judging him. He's been separated. He can't just pick up the phone. He's crying out, but it's time. It's done. He should have done all this a long time ago. The presence. Let's see if you can see this card. My camera is really good, so we'll get it here in just a minute. The presence of love will always cast out fear. And that's saying turn back to God. The other way did not work, Sean. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. That's his black magic. That's what I'm trying to say. His black magic is exactly, he did whatever. I'm trying to get the card so that you can read it. I apologize for having it all over the place here. Yeah, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Mm-hmm. All those rugs and all that stuff where his mind wasn't even there, he no longer has that. And so now what he has left is his own mind now to think about all of this. Some things he don't even remember. It's like all flooding back, all of this. Well, again, I am Betty Boop. I have been your tarot reader for tonight on Sean Diddy Combs. And I'm going to ask one more card for if Sean will be going to prison. I'm sorry. I should have realized what I was doing. I want out of this energy so bad. It's so yuck. If you could only feel it. I don't like this energy. It's just, oof. I don't even know how to explain it. Whew, it's just nasty, nasty energy. Just nasty. Alright, will Sean Diddy Combs go to prison for what he has done? Will Sean Diddy Combs go to prison for what he has done? Will he be held accountable for what he has done? Will Sean Combs... Okay. We've got gossip. He was a gossiper. He liked to. And not all is true. We know that. There's more that's worse. We know that. There's worse stuff than what's been said. I believe in my own mind, there's unalive stuff a lot. Somebody even said, I believe it was Gene, his ex-bodyguard, said that he did a dove, which is the worst. That's God's, anything you shall not kill. Sean Diddy Combs going to prison. Is Sean Combs Puff Daddy? Yes, he is, honey. Yes, he is too sinister. He is just like a serial. Honey, he has to go. He's got too many dark motives. He's too dark. He's too powerful. Way too powerful. Nobody's safe. If I could explain that. Nobody is safe when he's out. They're doing it for good intentions, the prosecution. They don't want this to happen to anybody anymore, and he won't stop. They're doing this so nobody else can get hurt. And they're reprimanding him. This is his reprimandation, is this. This is his discipline. I don't know how long. I keep seeing the number 50, but he's definitely going to be found guilty. He can't even make a deal now. Nothing. Spirit, is there anything else you want us to know before we close this out? I kind of wanted to do 1 hour reading, but I'm going to do whatever. If Spirit don't have anything else, this energy is yuck. I need to go cleanse myself. Yeah, he's corrupted. He's been doing this so long, ladies and gentlemen, that he can't come back from it. He cannot. I'm trying to fix it. My light is, well, we want to fight? Let's fight. Okay. So yeah, he is corrupted. He cannot be trusted. No. He's made very bad choices. And now he's being reprimanded. And he's going to go to prison. He will not be... No, he's going to prison. Because he's indebted to his karma. Indebted to his own karma. See? He's in debt to his own karma. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. And if you would like me to do a reading on a true crime case, I don't mind doing a blind reading. If you would like me to do a personal reading, my email is on the screen. If you would like to donate to me, my Cash App is on the screen. May you have a wonderful evening, and I will be back tomorrow with a few more readings. And again, I am going to pick tonight a zodiac sign to read for, and I will read for that sign for a year. Until next time, I'm out. Oh wait, keep a fire in your heart, a smile on your face, and be kind to someone, because you're not promised 5 minutes. Be the person building someone up instead of knocking them down. Be the bigger person and walk away and do whatever you can to bring joy to someone's life. Hold the door open for someone at a store. Help someone get something off the shelf. And most definitely, call your loved ones and let them know that you love them. Because we ain't promised 5 minutes. And I'm out of here. God bless.